All right. Tuesday. I had a moment. What day is it today? Today, we're talking about holiday to dos to get your book selling for the holiday season. So, we're going to dive right into some tips and ideas to dust off your book and get it ready for the holiday season. Because I don't know if you know this, but 25% of book sales happen around the holiday season. And then when you look at the period around Christmas, it goes to 12% of the book sales of the entire year are happening in and around Christmas. And kind of the holiday season, mid November to end of December, even a little bit into January, we're talking a quarter of the year's book sales are happening in that time period. So that is a lot of books selling. So we want to make sure that your book is there and that you're going to be able to enjoy some of this book buying time. And Kevin is here. Hello, Kevin. Anyone else joining us, please do say hello, because of course we have prizes for your participation and also prizes for everybody who has commented on the day a video is released. So every Tuesday and Friday, we have our scheduled content coming out. And so if you comment the day one of those videos comes out, we put you in a list and we'll be drawing for prizes for those. Some of our prizes include, of course, self-publish and succeed, self-promote and succeed, our journal, or our hashtag no boring books mug. So we have lots of great prizes. And also, I don't even think Angela knows this. For those of you who are new here, Angela is our operations manager who also is always on, well, not always, but almost always on every live stream behind the scenes answering your questions. And she's the one that sends you prizes. So it pays to be nice to Angela. But also, Angela, I don't think you know this yet, but Dale is also sending you a box of books. So we'll be able to give away some of his books here soon, too. She's laughing. You guys can't see her, but she's laughing. She's thinking of her little closet where she has everything strategically organized for shipping. So pretty soon we'll be able to give the first two books in Dale's 12-book series away as well. So lots and lots of books. So also Stella has joined us. Always great to have you here, Stella. Wonder Bing Travel, hello. And yes, it is a video that can be watched again later, again and again, if you would like. I still recommend you take notes. And if you can't stay till the end, well, yes, you can tune in later. And Carl's here from Clifton Park, New York as well. Okay, friends, let's dive in and start talking about holiday book marketing. And I'm going to start by kind of just thinking about, putting you in the mindset of thinking that when you are selling books for the holiday season, you're not just selling books to your reader, you're selling books to the people who are buying for your reader. So we've often talked about how in book marketing, there is the buyer and there is the reader, and they're not always the same person. Well, at this time of year, that is very true. So, what you want to think about is who is potentially buying for your ideal reader, and your messaging should be structured around how your book is the right gift for this particular person. And that can really go a long way. So, that's kind of the first thing, is to just start thinking about who's potentially buying this book. And so, one of the examples we give year round, people who are writing books for for kids who are in high school, or they're going to be going into college, they've just graduated, those kind of audiences. I'm not saying they don't buy books, but I'm saying the person that's most likely to buy a book for them is probably their parent. And so when you are marketing, well, I mean, that's true of all kids, really. You're really marketing to parents and teachers, generally speaking, in order to get books in hand. And so what you're thinking about is not just the ultimate reader of the book in your marketing, but you're also thinking about the buyer and why the buyer would choose your book over another option in that space. So the holiday season is a great time to kind of dust off your marketing hat and think about both of those audiences, because they both matter in your messaging when you're talking about your book as a great gift. And so I saw Jerry joined us as well. It also Salubrious Farm Homestead from Central Texas. Welcome. Okay, so with all of that in mind, let's kind of go into a couple of tactics, if you will, or not tactics, but a couple of other kind of tactical details to consider, which is your shipping times and just buying times and distribution. So you want to place book orders early. This is one of the reasons. So, sorry, let me back up one minute. So, a lot of people ask me, when's a great time of the year to launch, or what times of years do you avoid launching a book? I generally do not like launching a book in December at all. August and even July are kind of my second and third least favorite months for launching. Why do I not like December when December is, in fact, a great time to sell books? Why do I not like launching a book in December? Well, trying to launch a book in December, first of all, the distribution and printing and logistical challenges that I'm about to touch on, which you need to think about when you're planning your holiday book selling. That's one of the big reasons. So, what happens with a lot of authors is, at least how we set things up, is they're going to have pre-sale period and then they launch their book. But during that pre-sale period, they get the print proof and they might want to make changes. Well, as soon as you start making changes, there can be issues. And when you get around the holiday season, you're going to find there's less staff, there's more printing backups, and there's just more problems. And so if you launch a book around the holiday season and you have any sort of issue at all, you're probably going to launch with problems. But bigger than that is that it's very difficult to get attention for this launch. So now you're one marketing voice in the sea of millions trying to get the attention of the people with their credit cards out. And that's not a great environment to launch to get momentum in. If your book's already out, well, by all means, let's join that chorus of voices saying, hey, my book's a great gift. But if you're not already out, trying to logistically plan all the details and fight all of the marketing noise to get launch momentum, it's really challenging. Then you add to that the fact that, media is on skeleton staffs and just getting a lot of podcasts don't even do interviews come holiday season. And then your friends and your family, your coworkers, your colleagues, your audience, who you're hoping are going to post reviews, post on social media, tell all their friends, all of those things. There's a zillion things they have to do in that month. It's just such a busy month for everybody. And now you're piling one more thing on. It's a lot easier to get them to follow through with those things in February and March when there's not all of the other competing things. So that's why I don't like it for launch. But people are on Amazon, they're on Barnes and Noble, they're on the bookstores, they're in these physical places, they're at the craft markets, they're at the farmers markets, they're buying. And so if you can get your book in front of the right people, you have the opportunity to sell a lot more books during the holiday season when your book is already out. But you do have to prepare. And the time to prepare, really, we did a client-only training on this topic, I believe, last month. So we were already planning for the holiday season in September. Part of that is that we close from, basically right before Christmas to just after New Year's. So we have to prepare to make sure the projects don't slow down just because we're off. So that takes a lot of extra planning on our part, but we also have to start planning the marketing and the plans around the launches that are happening, which books are launching right before the holidays and which books are launching in the new year, all of those sort of things. But the reason you want to really plan ahead is Ingram, all of the book printing and distributors have put out their holiday schedules, basically saying, if you want printed books by this time period, you must get your orders in by this time period. And so you have to check each one. So check Ingram, check Apple, check Barnes and Noble Press, all of the ones that are printing books. Make sure you're paying very close attention to those deadlines because they are extended periods of time from when you upload to when you're going to get your copies in hand. And there's supply chain issues this time of year because there is an influx of buying, which means an influx of books getting printed and ordered. That's the increased demand. There's also usually less people working. So even though it's the busiest time of year, people take holidays. And so, of course, you have less people there to solve any problems or handle the increase in workload. And just shipping is delayed all around. So again, you want to start thinking about all of those things so you're planning ahead, because also this is a crowded promotional time of year. So if you are wanting to run any sort of promotions, you want to be booking that space now. So whether you're going into a catalog or you're planning to run ebook sales or you have some other promotional strategy, perhaps, as I mentioned, farmers markets, craft markets, those kind of things can be great for certain audiences. And you need to be booking your spaces now, because you better believe there's a whole bunch of other vendors that want to have space at those venues and events during this time of year as well. So I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I want to mention about that, but I think that's all I'll say. During the holidays, people are motivated because they need timely things, right? Like it's the time of year that's going to make them buy. And so some of the messaging you might think about is you might buy, for different people in your family. You might buy for the teachers of your children. You might be buying for people who support you in your household. So that might be dog walkers, or somebody who helps with the pool or cleans your house. And so you think about all of these kind of people in the lives of your of an audience, and you think about who is in that audience that your book might be a good fit for. So I'm just trying to think if I have a good example off the top of my head. One of you guys might have a great example of how you've positioned a book for a holiday sale. So again, the buyer versus the reader. So I'd love an example, and I think that would be a good one for a prize. So if you have a way that you position your book so that you're selling it to somebody who's not reading it, they're giving it as a gift, because you really want to talk about why that particular person needs your book in their life. You want to really talk about the interest or the desire or the outcome of the outcome for that person, so that the person buying it sees that it would be a perfect fit for them. All right, let's see what you guys are talking about. Let's see. We've got more people saying hello. Nobody's commented on that yet. So we'll just hang out for a second and see. And maybe, Angela, this is a good time to just jump in and do one of our prizes for the people. Well, actually, we'll just do both of the prizes at once for the people who have commented on the videos in the last couple of weeks. So every Tuesday and Friday when a video came out, if you commented that day, then you've been put on this list. And there's Angela, everybody. Hi, Angela. She just appeared out of nowhere. Isn't that cool how she could do that? And then she's going to draw somebody here. So here we go.
Oh, that was fast.
Oh, it doesn't the one that I use has like you can see the names flashing by and there's like suspense, but there you go.
I said randomnamepicker.com, so
mine has a spinner, so mine must be slightly different. It must not be .com.
Mine doesn't have all the crazy ads that yours does.
This is much nicer, honestly. I just missed the drama. So that's great. Darla, congratulations. Yay. And thank you for commenting. So email Angela at team@booklaunchers.com and let her know your mailing address and what your prize choice is.
Okay. And then you said you wanted to do the other one, right?
Yep. Let's do the other one while we're here. Wow. There's no drama. There's no suspense whatsoever. All right. So this one, well, I do not know who that is. Username ERS. Is that an I or an L?
One L, like ILI.
Okay, so Slil AR Jokin 9879. Congratulations.
I will put it in the chat.
Thank you. So if you are not here and you're watching the replay, please email Angela, team@booklaunchers.com. Your choices again are here we go, the Oh So Soft journal and the hashtag No Boring Books mug. Here we go. Here it is. Which, I haven't said it in a long time, but I used to always say coffee, tea, and hot chocolate all taste better in this. It's been proven fact. And then, of course, we have self-promote and succeed and self-publish and succeed as well. Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you so much, Angela. We'll bring you back in a bit. So everybody who has not said hello, you want to say hello before you see Angela again, because the next time she's there, she will have a prize. All right. Nobody has any examples. So none of you have books. Nobody has any books out that you can give us an example. Okay. I'm going to turn around and let's see, who do I have back here? Okay. Sorry. I'm going to reach and just pull from my stack of beautiful, beautiful books here. Who else do we have here? Okay, let's see. I'm going to come up with a couple of examples of holiday messaging that I was talking about. All right, so we have Devonte Blow. his book, Building the Playbook for Real Estate Success. Okay, so if I'm thinking about my own life, I would actually probably give this to the guy who helps us with our pool. He makes sure that I haven't messed up the chemicals and all those kind of things in our pool. And I would give it to him. So thinking about the people who help us out and some of the interests that they have, I would say, do you know somebody who's interested in investing in real estate? Devontae Blow's book would be a great gift for that person. And so, we've got Keisha coming in with an idea, so that's good. And then I've got this one. This is cool. I've got Ed McClellan's book, The Second Half Playbook, Building Your Game Plan for a Winning Retirement. So this one, I would potentially, this would go to a lot of family members. I can think of a lot of family members, my husband's sister and my brother-in-law. Even one of my brothers might be interested in something like this, building your game plan for retirement. So thinking of family members that are getting close to thinking about retirement, or they probably already are thinking about retirement, that would be a good gift for those kind of folks as well. Keisha says, Your Power Unleashed, How Savvy Women Use Courage to Get Promoted, Get Paid, and Find Fulfillment. That's for the women in your life, right? So do you have an aunt or a sister or a colleague or a friend? This might be the great gift for them. Okay. And then let's see, what else do we have here? Of course, I showed this on the weekend, but this is Christopher Maddish's The Flag Revelation. So if you have somebody in your life that is interested in flags, this book is kind of cool. I'll read you from the back. It says, There's more to the American state flags than meet the eye. Beyond the colorful designs, a hidden realm awaits, where flags hold the keys to secrets you never knew existed. Every flag has a crazy story, and this tells all the stories of that. So if you have anybody in your life that's interested in flags or history or state secrets, that kind of thing, that might be a good gift. So those are some of just examples on the fly of how to kind of think about some of the messaging and who, you can even think about who's in my life that I might give this book to. And then reverse engineer that and go, okay, when I'm marketing, how can I position this in front of certain audiences as a gift? Okay, so now I'm just going to look at my list and see what else I was going to talk about. Okay, so Amazon. Make sure keywords are optimized. And again, I always promote Publisher Rocket, but it's just such a simple, great tool, great value for your money too. We use SEMrush and some other programs for Google keyword research, and we use K-Lytics and Katie Spy as well for Amazon. But Rocket's the one I always recommend. And of course, Book Launchers, Angela put it in the chat, but our affiliate link is booklaunchers.com/Rocket. So you can use Rocket to make sure your keywords are up to date. Again, they now have a new tool, the reverse ASIN tool. I put a video out a couple weeks ago. Again, Angela can go and get that video on the reverse ASIN tool and put that in there for you as well. And if you're watching the replay, I'll put it in the description down below. But make sure your keywords are up to date. And you can even, sorry, Angela, doing this to you. I did a video a couple weeks ago about back to school, using Amazon ads with back to school. And inside of that video, I also talked about some keyword strategies that will work for your Amazon ads for the holiday season. You obviously would not use back to school as your keywords that you're putting in, following the instructions inside of that video. You would use probably, Black Friday, gift giving, holiday season. You can kind of think about what are some of those gift guide, best gift, good gift for women. Those kind of things, you can kind of follow the instructions inside of the video and just alter it wherever I said back to school kind of things, alter it for the holiday season. But make sure your product page is up to date. Look at your book description. Does that first sentence really sell your book? How are you feeling about the cover? If you feel like, the cover isn't as strong as it could be, then today is the day to update that cover because you want it to be as strong as possible. And then again, thinking about a perfect gift for mom, a perfect gift for, gifts for X person. That's something to think about with your description. And then remember, set a reminder to take it out after the holiday season. You could leave it in, but it's more of a seasonal thing. And absolutely 100% be running Amazon ads during the holiday season. You want your book to be showing up for the searches. And if you're not running Amazon ads, then you will be missing out on the opportunities during the holiday season. And yes, they will be more expensive during the holidays because everybody's trying to get in front of them. But it is worth it, especially if you have more than one book. But even if you don't, I would still be running Amazon ads. You can always control your spend on Amazon and really just optimize for conversions. And again, that video on back to school does give you some strategies about setting your limits and stopping and having that kind of ad spend, having Amazon control your spend so that it's hitting where you want it to convert. It's hitting when you want it to convert or when it's most likely to convert for you. One other strategy that Sarah, our book marketing manager, shared with our clients was creating Amazon gift giving lists. So maybe this is, I've seen this done for teachers. So when it's Teacher Appreciation Day, I've seen at the last school my son was at, one of the moms put together a teacher appreciation gift list guide, and it was on Amazon with, I guess, things that we knew that the teacher loved and some books that she wanted for the classroom, but also some books that she would like for herself. So you could do this too. You could do this as a gift guide for, if I was doing it, maybe I would do a gift guide for the aspiring author, and I would put self-publish and succeed and self-promote and succeed on it. But then maybe I would put, some journals or some workbooks or some great pens or some, I'm trying to think of what else you could buy on Amazon that would be great for an aspiring author. Things to keep them awake, coffee. Those kind of things. So if you can think of whatever your book is about, if you can think of 10 things that would go on a holiday list, you can create that and of course include your book in that list and then share that out on social media, share it in your newsletter list, share it to friends. So you kind of got to get creative during the holiday season, but some of these things can work really, really well if you are creative and you kind of know what tools are there for you. Other lists, you can do audiobook playlists. Spotify is great. Even Apple Music. Apple doesn't sell books. Apple does sell books, but you can't make a list, but you can create a Spotify list that has audiobooks on it. What else? You can basically, again, ebook sales right around the holiday season. Book those now, though, because they do fill up. But through Written Word Media and some of the other platforms where you can do ebook sales, you can start booking those 99-cent ebook sale times right now. And maybe you are looking for more than an ebook sale, but what we find is that when we run ebook sales, the other formats of a book sell. So it's really more about getting the book in front of the buyer when they're shopping. And then, they will potentially buy from you in another format because they probably aren't giving an ebook and an ebook as a gift. They probably want the physical book for the gift, but it does vary. All right, let's see. Efren is here. Oh, he's in Sweden. Goodness gracious. Well, sounds like a fun adventure for you, Efren. Thanks for joining in, even though you're way across the world. Here we go. Kevin says, for the aspiring writer in your list, give a gift package of one of your books, Julie, and a bottle of whiskey called Writer's Tears. Oh, I've never heard of that. Oh, that's awesome. I love that idea. That's great. Okay, I'm just checking everybody's comments here. I see if people were sharing their books, but you got to share. What I was looking for was somebody to share their book with an idea of who they would target as the buyer for the holiday gift season. So, all right. And Cindy just joined in. Cindy on YouTube. There we go. Hello, Cindy. Okay, so a couple more ideas for you. And then if anybody has questions, I will do any questions until the end. And of course, we have a couple prizes still. So, okay. What was I going to say? So think about the waves. There's kind of two buying waves with Christmas. And so I was trying to find my notes on the buying waves. I can't find it. That's okay. I don't really need it. So there's really kind of two buying waves around the Christmas season. So one is the kind of starting mid-November and going up until Christmas. And those are the people buying the gifts for somebody. typically. But also, I don't know if anybody else knows anybody like this, but you're shopping away and then you're like, "Ooh, I like that." Add that to my cart. Oh, that's a great one for me. Yeah, I don't know anybody who does that. So anyway, all I'm saying is it's a great time to just get in on the buying time. But there is a second wave. And so I would also recommend in your planning to think about the people buying after Christmas because they got gift cards, because they returned something they didn't want, and now they're buying something else. And then think about the New Year's messaging because in January, there is a whole new spirit. It's less buying. It's not anywhere near the kind of buying volume that happens before, but there is a new season upon us, right? This is where New Year's resolutions, there's kind of a fresh start. And so there are a lot of people, especially because we're nonfiction authors, that's what we're talking about. There are a lot of people who are going to be, pursuing a new goal. So if your book, and I'm just looking around here, maybe I'll just hold Ed's again. So maybe now it's like, okay, January 1, I'm finally implementing that retirement plan. I'm gonna get serious about it. So now I'm gonna buy a couple books to help me with that. Fitness is more common, but money goals are also common. It might even be mindset. So now maybe I'm going to be working on my mindset for 2025, or maybe I've decided I'm going to get on stage and start speaking. So I'm looking for books for that. So whatever it is that you kind of talk about, think about January as well. So as we go into the holiday season, what can your messaging be come January? While there might be less volume of buying happening, there is also this opportunity to get in while people are ready to take action, at least in the first 2 weeks after January, which has never been my personal style. I've always been somebody where if I'm going to set a goal and go do it, I'm going to start tomorrow or even today if I can. I've never been one to wait for January 1st, but there is an enormous volume of people that just feel like January 1st is a fresh start, and that's when they're going to begin. So thinking about that, all encompassing as that second wave. So that second wave starts right after Christmas with the gift cards, the returns, people, replacing their returns, and then that new spirit of the new year. Okay. And then, sorry, I got distracted by Kevin. He's talking about the Irish whiskey, and then he was talking about his books that they're mostly memoir history, and they happen in the 1960s and 70s. So he sells the nostalgia of the bygone era, especially targeting younger buyers for their grandparents. Yes, perfect example. Thank you, Kevin. So targeting the younger buyers to give their grandparents a gift, which, by the way, it gets really hard even buying my parents gifts because they're at that age where they don't really need anything. And if they do need something, they just go and buy it themselves. So having books or kind of those creative gifts of things that they wouldn't have known otherwise, that can be really, really great, especially for those younger folks, 20s and 30s. A book isn't very expensive, but it gives them something that they can give to those people they care about. So I love that as an idea. Speaking of messaging and kind of thinking about that, thinking about what you're going to say in all of the places you communicate with your readers and your audience. So newsletter and social media. And if you were doing any talks or podcasts or you don't really want to do it in podcasts because you want that to be more evergreen. But if you do anything local, how can you connect to what's happening seasonally in your messaging? And of course, if you're using social media, you should be using hashtags like, Black Friday sale or best Christmas gift or Christmas countdown or Christmas shopping or Christmas gifts, stocking stuffer, all of those kind of ideas, gift for mom, gift for dad, those kind of things, because those hashtags are searchable and can also help. They also could be trending as well. So those are some things to think about with your messaging. But I know one of the things that I always end up kind of frantically trying to figure out is cool stocking stuffers. And so that's where I actually tend to really search. I use stocking stuffer ideas, stocking stuffers, and I look on Instagram and I look on Amazon for these stocking stuffer ideas, because that's one thing that I find can be quite tricky. So those are some other ideas and kind of thoughts for your holiday gift buying. And of course, we touched on it, but I want to make sure I really spend a moment on it, which is this is a great time of year to go local. So, local libraries, local bookstores, look around for craft fairs, holiday craft fairs, library events going on, or, other kind of holiday events in your community. Those things are usually quite affordable. Again, farmers markets, if they're still happening in, some places farmers markets aren't happening in the winter, but in places like, LA and Las Vegas, and some of us that have the warmer climates, we still have outdoor markets, all year round. And the tables at a lot of these markets are quite affordable, and people are there shopping for gifts. And you'd be amazed at how many people kind of glom to books on a table. A lot of people really do go to the tables with books. So it can be a great opportunity to partner with some of your other fellow local authors, get a table, sell some books, have some fun, and meet some local people in your community. Again, you can also look at other kind of venues. So you can get creative depending on what your book is. Like, is your local gym, if your book ties into that, does your local gym have some sort of an event around the holiday season? Does your local chamber of commerce, or because there's a lot of events happening at that time of year. Some of them are for charity, some are for celebrating the community, some are to help, expose the community to local vendors. So look around. I don't know if you have a newsletter. My community has a little paper newsletter that goes out every month, kind of talking about what's happening. It's very affordable to put a promo in there, but that's also where I find out about, community garage sales, community events, and those kind of things. So you should be watching those things right now. Table spaces, again, are being booked up. So right now is the time to kind of peruse what's happened in the past and see if those things are repeating again this year. All right, that's all I had for you. I mean, that's a lot, but that's all I had. So what questions do you have for me? I don't see any questions yet. So while we wait for questions, if there are any, we'll do our prizes for today. So Angela, do you want to go ahead and, Kevin's going to get the prize for the example, because I was looking for somebody to give me an example. So Kevin gave me an example. So Kevin, congratulations. You have won for today. And as always, email Angela at team@booklaunchers.com and let her know which one you've chosen. And then Angela, if you want to pop back on and do our StreamYard giveaway. So if you have not said hello, you've got probably 30 seconds to do so, and then you're out of luck.
Yes, let me pull it up. And okay, let me share screen. We have got it ready. I thought I did. There we go. All right. See, it's more fun though to see all the names swing by. So the other one's clean, but it's more fun.
Oh, yay! We won!
Let's jog in here. I've been very active in the chat. That's why.
Oh, Scotland Scorpion got in. Maybe it's like, oh wait, I could get a prize.
St. John Butler just won on Saturday.
I don't know. Is St. John Butler here? I was going to say maybe
he is. He is, or he was earlier.
I don't see him now. Well, maybe. I was going to say maybe he wants to gift it to somebody else. Because
I'm waiting for him to email in his prize choice from the deep dive like 3 days ago.
Okay, so you still haven't claimed your prize from Saturday. So should we draw somebody else? You can redraw. So you still. Oh, thank you. Watching while I eat dinner. It's 10:35. Oh my gosh. Thank you for joining us. You're eating dinner late, 10:35 p.m. I'm eyes shut and down for the night by 10:35. I'm not eating dinner then. But thank you for joining us.
Oh my God.
And how about that?
You paid off. Man, that's funny.
All right, so we can only send books over, and I think when we do overseas, do we even do journals? I don't know. I think
if it's a book,
okay.
Like it can tell, yeah.
Okay. So there you go. Congratulations. It pays to eat dinner at 10:35 p.m. and tune into our live stream. So congratulations and thank you. So same thing. So we don't send mugs overseas, but we will send journal, self-publish and succeed, or self-promote and succeed. So just email team@booklaunchers.com. And St. John Butler, thank you for sharing. And please do claim your prize from Saturday. So email Angela and let her know what you want. And I didn't see any questions. So you guys are going easy on me today, but I'll take it. I'll take it. I don't mind. I don't mind 20 extra minutes to tackle a few things I've got on my to-do list. I do have a couple of really cool videos coming out for everyone. Friday, my video is going to be all about a printing option. So printers, I did a comparison video, and then I did one on just a printer that has a variety of trim sizes and foil covers and nice touches. So that video is on Friday. That should be really cool. And then our next deep dive is November, I forget again, November 16th, I believe. And that one is going to be with Rena from Speaker Slam. So if you are interested in learning more about speaking engagements, winning speaking competitions, getting paid to speak, Rena is going to be with us for 2 hours talking all about taking your book and going on to stage. So I think that's going to be a fantastic event on November 16th. And one more thing, if you didn't see the deep dive we did on Saturday, you can catch the replay here on YouTube. All the replay from part 1 and part 2 are both here, all about turning your book into a brand and becoming a thought leader from that brand. So lots of good stuff to cover. All right. Thanks everybody for being here, and I'll see you here again in 2 weeks. Thanks, Angela.